come in with an open mind and with an expectancy of changing.
Good evening. Thank you so much for tuning into Shifting My Life podcast, where we allow individuals to come in and share their life experiences that cause them to shift their life, and possibly as they share, you can look at it and kind of think about, is it something that I need to share with my family? Is it something that I need to share with friends? Possibly it could be something that you're going through or something that's going on in your life that's bringing a shift in your life. And so we share these episodes with you. And so today we have Anthony Morris with you. He's going to be here. He's going to talk about a few things that's going on in the community. He's going to be talking about some laws and things that have been placed here in Louisiana that he feel like is going to cause a big shift in households. It's going to cause a big shift in our families. And so, Anthony, thank you so much for being a part of Shifting My Life podcast today. We talked about earlier about you stating about the work field and how it has changed over the years. Kind of elaborate and tell us a little bit about you and what you do and who you are.
I'm Anthony Morris. I'm on Morris Maintenance Services LLC. I do concrete work, driveways, porches, patios, foundations. But here lately, it's been so competitive with the new laws and giving the minorities the illegal immigrants our work. So much so to it's this prior to me just working for myself. I worked in the construction industry 30 something years as a carpenter, cement finisher, millwright, and boiler mechanic. I had a bad bout with the federal government. Louisiana state's law says that I can own a firearm.
Now, make sure that you guys listen to this story because it's not just affecting Anthony. It can affect young men, middle-aged men, older men, especially if you're trying to get a job, if you're trying to start all over in life. And so Anthony and I were talking about this the other night, and he just wanted to express that and just talk about that, how it can hurt you.
Back, I started construction. You got out of jail, prison, had a bad background, you went to construction.
Mm-hmm.
Now they put all these laws in place where you have to have a good background, criminal record, and it's affecting us.
Mm-hmm.
I was just blessed to have a skill and a trade to fall back on. What about the young man, little boo, that doesn't have a trade?
Yes.
He's just starting out, and he gets a felony. My charge was lying on a gun application. Wasn't really a lie, just that I did not know. I paid an attorney to find out why I couldn't get the gun.
Mm-hmm.
The attorney told me there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to get the gun. Well, about 7 months later, I was in Hobbs, New Mexico, working, gainfully employed.
So wait, you had the attorney to take
out,
care of this?
To find out why I couldn't.
Okay.
Why I was denied.
Mm-hmm.
Louisiana state law said after 10 years, I've been off parole, probation, and everything for 30 years. Well, I was arrested in Hobbs, New Mexico. I lost a job, high-paying job, and I lost time out of my life and my family. And believe this, I raised my daughters by myself, and it kind of destroyed our family. So much so, one of my daughters told me that had I still been out, had I not gotten arrested or locked up, she wouldn't have a child.
Wow. Now that's something that shifted the family atmosphere right there. And so how long did you stay in jail?
18 months, just about.
Just long enough for your family to bring in changes, in your family.
And during that time, the reason it took so long is because I went from jail to jail, from New Mexico, 4 jails in New Mexico, 4 in Texas, Oklahoma, Wyoming, and I got West Baton Rouge. Well, when I finally get to West Baton Rouge, I had a choice to sit 2.5 more years to go to trial and
Mhm.
prove my innocence,
Mhm.
which, if you know about the feds, they have a 99.9% conviction rate. Well, it's not a conviction rate, it's they sit you there to make you plead.
Oh, really?
Yes. They will,
Wow.
it's like they put you in a box that you can't get out of, and you don't know what's going on. Your family, you can't get any answers from anybody.
Mhm.
And when I finally got a court date, the judge granted me immediate release. The prosecutor, she asked if anybody objected. The prosecutor said Mr. Morris had a criminal history.
So they gave you immediate release after
Yes.
after what 18 months?
Yes.
Okay.
The judge granted me immediate
Mhm.
release and said that they asked if anybody object. The prosecutor said Mr. Morris had a criminal history. Judge, she said Mr. Morris hadn't committed a crime in over 31 years. Had he gotten that deer rifle, the only crime he may have committed was hunting out of season. So I'm granted immediate release. Well, when I got out, my old superintendent in New Mexico offered me my job back.
Okay.
But by me being on federal parole, he told me I couldn't take it. So,
Wow. So how long you on federal parole?
I was released early.
You was released there. Okay, good. Now y'all make sure you listen because there's so many people that are being affected by this all over the world. Anthony's just happens to be where it brought destruction for his work field as well as his home. But you know, this is something that you guys need to listen to and share with your family and your friends.
During this time, my superintendent pulled some strings. My tweet card was still valid. So I worked the attorney industry in the plant. Nice. When it came time to renew it, they denied me. They said I had to wait 7 years to go back to the plant.
That's as of now.
As of now.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm looking at this new gun law that they have where 18-year-olds can own a firearm. Okay, Louisiana state law says that, but the feds will supersede it and they're gonna lock you up.
What you mean? Can you explain that when you say that the feds will supersede this?
The feds law will outweigh Louisiana law. The feds pick up a gun charge in Louisiana. When you go out and do your background check, and a lot of our children don't know this. I told my nephews, hey, don't go and apply for a pistol. Don't do it because what they gonna do? They're gonna deny you. They may even give it to you. But the feds are gonna pick you up because you obtained a firearm. The federal law is 21 years of age. Well, there's so many responsibilities with owning a gun.
Right, and that's something that our children need to be taught about, the responsibilities.
You don't know that if you lay your gun on your floor and your nephew picks it up and shoots his little cousin, you're gonna be charged with murder. So it's setting us up for failure. And you're not gonna do 2 for 1, you're gonna do day for day. That means if you go to jail April 19th, 2024, and they give you 10 years, you're gonna get out April 19th, 2024. It's designed to hurt us.
I absolutely agree with that. We did an interview earlier with Clarence Robinson, and you know he touched on that a little bit about all the laws that are going on. Like, because July is when it actually takes place, right? That everybody that's 18 can purchase, but it's 21 they can't go buy liquor. You gotta be 21 to buy liquor.
Buy liquor, but you can buy a gun.
And all of this is in Louisiana, you guys. So, you know, if you have family or friends in Louisiana, please share this podcast with them.
And they not, for the longest took the reason for guns out of it. Guns are not made just for protection. We use guns to hunt with. We have gotten away from it. We're
youngsters don't know nothing about that, about fist fighting with your fist.
You're not gonna go through life fist fight.
Yeah.
You can come back from a fist fight, but if you kill somebody, they ain't no coming back. You're gonna be. And a lot of y'all think y'all hard and y'all think y'all can handle prison. It's not about the fighting and the knives and all that. Because they will stab you. But it's about the mental aspect where you can't just go simple into your refrigerator and get a handful of grapes.
Oh yeah, please elaborate on that a little bit more, because I think that they think that it's a game. I think that they think that, okay, I can go do this time, I can do this time. It ain't number 7, what they call it, jokes. Jokes. I can do them 7 years, that ain't nothing. But now, since the laws are changing, you got people in there that may be in there for 30 years and they gotta be there, so they don't care.
You may be in there with your 5-year joke and you're in the same cell with a life.
Yeah, he don't care. Yes.
He does not care about you. You just don't.
So what are some of the things that you think that we can do with our young people to educate them, to let them know about the job situation that's going on? Because that's happening to you now, and you're older. So you know that all of our young men and women that are gonna go through this. So what are some of the things that you think that when we come back on the next in the next part of this episode, I want you to kind of talk about that a little bit on what you think that they can do to fix those things. In the next one, we gonna talk about it. This is Anthony Morris. He's a OG that's been around a long time. He has a lot of wisdom. He has a lot of knowledge that he can share with you guys. And so, see his phone ringing and going off. Now you see how important he is. So y'all make sure y'all come back in. Hi, thank you for coming back in and joining us with Shifting My Life podcast. We have Mr. Anthony Morris here, and he was just sharing about how the work field and how it has changed so much from you having a God-given talent gift, as far as like construction, painters, millwrights, and how it has changed because it has shifted because a lot of immigrants are over here now, and so it's causing problems, as well as you having a history of going to jail. That has caused problems, and it's on your record, and how it has changed with TWIC and all the other things that they make you have to have now to go work in the plants. And so for a man to make it and work and has all of this going on, what do you think that needs to be done, Anthony, to change that?
They said that the laws for the TWIC and security passport were designed for terrorists. Well,
it's affecting people here in the United States. Yes.
They need to come up with something other than that. I mean, I know too many good construction workers that are out of work.
That have made mistakes.
You made a mistake.
Yes.
Well, back when we started construction, back in the late 80s and stuff, that's where you got your start at.
Right. At least they had that hope that when I come home, I can start my own business because I have this on my record. They're not gonna hire me. And so now they're faced with not even much being able to do that.
I put it to you like this: Friday, when I was looking for a job, I was turned down because of the TWIC by companies that know me. That normally, if I'd have had that TWIC, they're like, "Oh man, what time you gonna be there tomorrow?" Oh, we know you ain't gonna come till Monday. So that's all been destroyed for me. And for me to have to wait 7 years to reapply, and for them to take my $145 to tell me that.
Wait a minute, they took your $145 to tell you that?
Yes.
They didn't share this with
before.
Oh my God.
Because had they shared it with me before, I wouldn't have spent.
You wouldn't have spent, and that's enough to make somebody go postal and commit another crime.
But they don't tell you right then. You may wait about 8 months to a year before they tell you. I mean, my superintendent, I say his name because Proud man, Troy J.
Mm-hmm.
Troy held my job for me until he couldn't hold it anymore.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know,
And so laws need to be
they
changed.
need to change the laws. I
And,
mean, and uh, even with outside construction,
mm-hmm.
you know, they say, oh, the Mexicans work hard, they work cheap. No, they don't. What they're doing is they're doing like they do everywhere else. They start out low, but then when they run us out of business,
Mm-hmm.
they jack their prices back up. Or
Mm-hmm.
I've even heard customers tell me, they said they'll do it $1.85. Well, I charge $6 a square foot,
Mm-hmm.
basic.
Mm-hmm.
That's the dig, form, pour, finish the concrete. Well, they charged them $1.85 to dig, $1.85 to form,
Mm-hmm.
$1.85 to pour, and $1.85 to finish.
And $1.85 job.
And the quality of work was horrible.
Mm-hmm.
And when you add it up, it was more than I charged.
It was more than what you charged.
Mm-hmm. She said, when she
Wow.
looked at it, she said, I was $4,000 cheap.
Are you serious?
And they took them about 2 months. I said, I would have been gone in a week. I don't plan on living at your house.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, they say, well, the Mexicans work hard. They don't work no harder than us.
So let me ask you this. When Mexicans come over here, do they have to go through everything you guys have to go through to get a TWIC card and a all the legal papers to work in the plants? Do they have to go through that, or do they get like a bill of rights or like a forgiveness?
They have what they call, I believe they call it right to work.
A right to work.
Like that, a work pass.
Okay, how long does that last before they have to be
so.
considered a United States citizen and have to have the same thing that you have? How long?
I don't know how long, but I know that they can do it. They call it work pass.
Yes.
And what they'll do, they'll work for that 10 months or a year, just up to it, then get laid off or ask for a layoff, and then come back and start the process all
over again. And I think that's something, Anthony, that needs to be shared. That needs to be some homework need to be done,
You know,
and another broadcast needs to be done about that so that we can share that with individuals, because a lot of people don't know.
you know, what they'll say is, well, the federal government gave them the right to work over here because they're doing the jobs that Americans don't want to do.
That's what the government
says.
says.
They say.
Okay.
The jobs that Americans don't want to do. Well, for as long as I can remember, we've been construction.
For as long as I can remember, Americans been wanting to do this. As long as I can remember.
As long as I know, construction workers.
Yes.
That's what we came up on.
That's right.
Now,
that's a God-given talent. Some people go to school for it, but mostly it's something that you learn from family.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Passed it down to their children, you know?
And the way they do this, I looked at the big picture. They take the women and make them more masculine. They give them the alpha female role. They emasculate the male. Now the children don't have that much to look up to.
Right.
A lot of our black kids, our black males don't know how to fish, they don't know how to hunt, they don't know how to dig a hole. Simple things that black men are supposed to know how to do.
Right.
Because they took that role from the male. Say, okay, well, you gotta get out, you need to go. So the woman thinks, okay, my man ain't nothing.
Right.
He ain't working. Well, he can't find work. So it's hard.
It has shifted. It's been shifting for a long time, Anthony, and so I think
realize it.
Right, but now it's being placed right there in front of your eyes to where, and so as a man, what do you think that you can do in this community to kind of change that, to try and help? You can't do it overnight.
No.
You understand? But it's got to be a start. So as a man, what do you think that you can do?
Each man teach a man how to be a man, or teach a boy how to be a man. I believe it'll get a lot better in this world. I mean, we don't We don't teach each other.
Yes. Do you see a lot of men afraid of the younger generations, or don't want to go up to them because they're afraid and thinking that they may?
See, the younger generation, they lost respect for me. Uh,
So how can you change that?
well, the way I change is I talk to them on the level.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not scared of them, first of all. And I've been where they were at.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to listen. I mean, I grew up with a well-rounded family. Father was a police officer, mother that was a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
And I grew up in Fairfields. And I tried to prove that, okay, yes, my dad a police officer, but I'm not. So in turn, you had somebody that turned into a criminal.
Yeah, now see, y'all listen to that. Now Anthony grew up, his father was a policeman. And so just because your dad is a policeman, just because your dad is a minister, don't mean that you're not going to have form your own opinion when you grow up and go out there and make mistakes. But, the little mistakes that Anthony made does not warrant for him to be going through what he's going through now, not able to go and do his trade the way that he wants to, not able to go out there and get a job and provide for himself and his family because the laws have changed over time.
Even with customers, they'll look at my background and figure, okay, you got a criminal background, I'm gonna jack you. Well, this is one thing you need to know.
So customers are able to go and look at your background?
Yeah.
Oh.
You got to look at your background.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, you've been in prison.
Wow.
I'm not you're not gonna just jack me.
Right.
I'm in this for money and only money. So you feel like, okay, well, I ain't gonna pay you because you've been to prison. Oh, you gonna pay?
Yes.
You gonna pay you until we have to go to court.
Yes.
I'm not gonna do nothing physically to you, but you gonna pay. I'm gonna take it to the extreme. You right to go. I'm a chess player. And I protect my queen. And if I gotta borrow money to pay to get my money back, I'm gonna do it.
Yes. That is, it needs to be shared more with our younger generations, about the times that we are in right now. We're just not going to get any better, especially with the new laws coming in. And new laws need to, so that calls for us to have to just go in and we need to be on our state representatives, the senators, councilmen, everybody, so that we can go in and we can get some laws changed, because we need to. Our men need to work. It's no reason why this man should not be able to go get his TWIC card. He has served his time.
I shouldn't even need a TWIC card.
Shouldn't even need one because he got the experience. How many years?
35 plus.
35 plus years. There's no reason why that he should be going through what he's going through right now.
I've even had people say, you ever thought about changing your career? Well, I didn't finish medical school. This is what I know. I'm not going to change something I know to go to something that's unknown.
Right. This is what you've been using for 35 years to survive. You raised your girls with,
I did a lot with construction. Some people look at it, oh, that's construction work. Well, it's the highest paid blue collar in the world. I mean, construction workers, you can think what you want.
But they make good money.
Make good money. I had one lady say, what you know about that? I said, well, I just charged $15,000 for your driveway and it took 4 days. So,
yeah, it's like I've been in the business. I know the business, and that's it. You know the business aspect of it. They can't get over on you. You know the business, and so
why try and take that away from us and say Americans don't want to do that? I know so many right now that's just like, man, I don't know what to do. We can't even get no work.
Lord. Well, we're going to try and change this up a little bit. Share us a little bit with us that something nobody knows about you, that nobody knows about Anthony, that's funny, that's happy, that's different, that nobody possibly knows about you, Anthony. Because, we have things that we're into and things that we do that people don't know about us.
Well, I tell you this, I do love God.
He loves God. I know that.
Even in my darkest days when I was in the streets, I would not miss church. I always came to live in faith. I mean, they may have had to give me breath mints and Listerine strips and gum, but I came.
Yes. And he has a past, and he's not ashamed of it. We all got a past and have been forgiven for it.
God delivered me from alcohol. I mean, I was still on parole. I could have got my last DWI. They would have really thrown me away behind that DWI. And I asked God to take the taste of alcohol out of my mouth.
And that's good that you feel comfortable to share that, because there's so many men that have experienced that, have had problems with alcohol and they don't feel comfortable enough to talk about it. But you know that God is the only one that basically did that for you.
And that New Year's, that was December 28th when I quit drinking. And New Year's Eve, my kids called me on a duo call. Man, where you at? In church. You finna die? No. I'm just trying something different. I've been everywhere else, but I'm trying something different. I've been in the club, been in the bar, been in New Year's Eve parties. I'm trying something different. And I feel a whole lot better.
Well, good. I'm glad that you shared that. So tell us right quick, if you know somebody that's on here that may want to get in touch with you for your business, tell them the name of your business and how they can get in touch with you, because we want to keep this man going. We don't want life to set in. So share with them how they can contact you.
You can contact me at area code 225-416-3125. That's Morris Maintenance Services, LLC. Anything concrete you need, we got you.
He got you. So y'all make sure that we've shared a lot of knowledge and wisdom on this episode. Anthony, I thank you so much for coming in. It's so much more that needs to be said. So I probably will bring you back in, because I do like interviewing men, because today that's where the problem lies, with men, and we need real men to share their stories.
Well, next time I come back, I want to talk about how the female affects us as men.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good topic. We need to talk about that. We really do, because that started from slavery. We'll talk about that the next time. So thank y'all again so much for tuning in to Shifting My Life podcast. Please take this time to sit down and watch this episode with your family, your friends, and share it with someone that you think may benefit from this episode. And so until next time, we'll see you again. Thank you. Bye-bye.
And make sure you follow us at YouTube at InfoMux Media. Good night, everybody, and I'll see you.